Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. I've been doing fiancé visas for going on about 16 years now. We've been assisting here at our firm with U.S. immigration since the beginning. And it's kind of my bedrock thing. I've said it on the air, sort of out in the ether of the internet before, that I'm not in love with immigration. I never really got into U.S. immigration law because it was some calling or any sword in the stone sort of moment. It's not. I got into U.S. immigration law because I wanted to make a living and live in Thailand. There was a demand for it, and it was something I could specifically do under here in Thailand and not be in violation of the restricted occupations here in Thailand associated with legal services. So that was another reason I got into that. But I get a lot of questions regarding K1 fiancé stuff as it comes along. And one of the big ones that people ask is, hey, how long after she arrives, and it's usually a she, but it could be a he or a she or whatever, in the world in which we live in, but at the end of the day, how long after my fiancé arrives in the United States can they turn around and leave the country? So can they, once they get there, how long do they have to stay in America? Well, I know I sound like a broken record, but each case is sort of case specific. It's going to depend on the specific facts in the underlying case. But one of the big things you got to remember is the K1 is a single entry visa. It's sort of a one-off visa. Now, I've done videos before. There are certain really quirky, exceptional situations where a second K1 can be issued so long as it's within the validity of the originally issued one, and so long as you continue to use the same 90 days of lawful status in America when utilizing both travel documents. But in a 16-year career, I've only ever seen that issue arise one time. And quite honestly, there's a reason that the customs and usages of the K1 visa are what they are. It's not a good idea to leave the United States after arriving in K1 status because, well, I should say after arriving in K1 status, unless and until you've filed for green card status, if you've gone ahead and gotten married. And then the only way to leave while adjustment of status, that's the process that we call the change over to green card status, the only way to leave is to go ahead and deal with what's called advanced parole. You need to go ahead and get an advanced parole travel document in order to leave the country and maintain one's lawful status while sort of preserve the visa while that person is abroad. So the answer to the question is how soon can my fiance turn around, come back to Thailand after coming into the United States is it's going to depend on a number of factors. Most notably, have you gotten married? Have you filed for adjustment of status? Have you filed for advanced parole? And have you been granted advanced parole? At that point and moving forward, it would theoretically be possible, again, circumstantially dependent, for that person to then leave the United States and preserve their status. But, and I've noted this many, many times, you got to remember, in order to get the green card, you still have to undergo the process. So it's possible to leave, but you're going to have to come back to go ahead and finish the green card process and then be granted a green card in the United States.